We're live.
You're going live?
We're going live.
You sure?
I'm positive. I think we're live right now. Um, Hello, everyone. Here we are, Build Assets Online Show.
I
Today
don't believe it.
we have an interesting topic. We're talking about how I got a free Peloton bike, which is this, piece of exercise equipment. It's pretty cool. Actually, I'm enjoying it so far. I'll show it to you guys in the camera for the viewers. There it is. It's right behind me in my office. It's a pretty expensive piece of equipment. I think it's around like $2,500 to $3,000, depending on, depending on the package you get. But I want to talk about how I got it pretty much for free using passive income. So we're gonna get into it. Mike, how's it going over there?
It's going good. All systems go. We're here. It's time to give the people what they want. And yeah, I think this will be interesting for some people because I think I kind of became privy to this after reading what's the Rich Dad Poor Dad. Talks about the idea of owning a business versus being an employee, and we talk about income streams. And people I think are stuck in a mindset that they need to compare their money they're going to get from their online business to money that they're going to get at their job. And so I would argue, and I think this video is going to make the point, that a dollar earned from an online business is actually more valuable than a dollar earned from a job.
Yeah, that's correct. So let's, I guess, break down the way it all happened. So during this whole time, stuck at home, really looking for different ways to exercise, decided to get a Peloton bike. Like I said, they're expensive, $2,500 if not more, depending on the package. But here's the thing, is back in 2015, I had built a passive income stream via Kindle Publishing. And for those of you who are new to the channel, Kindle Publishing is just a thing on Amazon where you can upload books. And when you upload books, they go for sale on Amazon, and then people on Amazon can buy them. So I currently have about, I think, 5 to 7 coloring books on Kindle Publishing paperback. And those coloring books have been up since 2015. When I first uploaded them, they had been making me around, they made me like $10,000 like 3 months after I uploaded them. But now, years later, they've been steadily, very, very steadily, and I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon, making $100 to $200 per month. So when I was looking at the Peloton, they had a finance option via Affirm or whatever, Anfim, I forget what it's called. And I realized that, I didn't want to see that big chunk of money coming out of my bank account. It's unsettling for me because this thing could be collecting dust in the next week or two. So I decided to say, all right, how am I going to do this in a way where I'm not going to notice it? So all I did was basically click the finance option. It ended up being like $60 per month. And I was making way more than that with the passive coloring book income via Kindle Publishing paperback that I literally haven't looked at in like 5 years. I haven't opened it. I haven't done anything with it. It just continues to make this $100 to $200 passive income. So all I did was just set up that, and it goes to a totally different business account. It's like a totally separate thing. So all I did was set that up to basically, set the financing up with the appropriate bank account. And the way it works is the Kindle money comes in, it goes to the right bank account, and the Peloton money comes out, $62 a month or whatever it is. And I'll even pay for the membership that way as well. And so, this was money like I honestly wasn't even noticing. So that's the beauty of passive income. It really, this coloring book income that I've made in the past 5 years has been so passive. It's unbelievable. And I'm glad I put it to good use because, when it was $100 and $200, it's kind of just blending in with the rest of the bank account, I guess, But when I can see this passive income come into fruition and, give me something that I'm going to use, it's actually even more rewarding.
Yeah, absolutely. And versus having a job, once you have a job, either you're making a set hourly rate or you're making, say, a salary or you're making a salary maybe with commissions. But only in online business and doing things in a more entrepreneurial spirit. I hate that word, but that is what it is. You can actually go and generate like little income streams and just use those to put certain purchases. Like if you want to buy something that's recurring monthly, boom, just put it on the business, and you're balancing the books as it is. You know, if you have a job that has a salary, it's like you have that's steady. It's not really going anywhere unless, you know, you wait a year and then you can get a raise for a little bit and then you can go off of that. But anyone can really turn around and create an asset in a couple months, and it doesn't go anywhere. You know, you can use that asset and earn for many, many years to come, and you can just keep buying stuff. I don't encourage that, but if you have a specific life you want to live, online business does give the freedom for that. So, you know, Joe, you've had that thing going for 5 years, haven't touched it, and now you just put, you know, a bike on that business's books, and boom, shows up at your house. That's it.
Technically speaking, the way the business is structured, I didn't quite put it on its books. I don't want to get too nitty gritty into the accounting stuff, you know, to confuse people. But long story short, I don't think it's going to be a write-off or anything like that. But long story short, I'm just using the royalties generated from that business to pay for it. It's as simple as that. I mean, we'll talk to the accountant about the write-off status. I guess it depends how I use it going forward. I mean, can we do Q&A on the Peloton workout videos?
You tell me.
And
of course, anything we say is purely for entertainment. We actually have no idea what we're doing. We actually have not sold multiple businesses or created multiple six-figure businesses. So don't take any of our financial advice. Don't take any of our tax advice. This is all just a game.
That's right, Mike. So we have some other things lined up in relation to this topic. So I just gave you the quick summary of how I built a passive income stream that got me this Peloton basically for free. I did that with Kindle Publishing, paperback, and coloring books 5 years ago. And so now let's talk about some other ways to develop passive income streams, or other ways to get, you know, to leverage online business to get free stuff. And Mike, you know, I want to go towards the bottom of the list, and I guess we'll kind of work our way back up because this is on the brain right now. Dropshipping. We talk about dropshipping with legitimate suppliers a lot on this channel. And our very first dropshipping store, we actually kind of did this situation in reverse, to where I think they reached out to us and asked us for a free product, and they were going to review it, and they had a big blog, and they were going to drive traffic to it. And so long story short, we sent this guy a free product, and they never did that. So tell the people what happened.
So yeah, this was a high ticket store. This was a high ticket product. This guy it was actually a pretty big blog, a very big blog, reached out and said, "Hey, I would love to review this product. If you want to send me one, you know, it'll be live on the site, all this, all that." And at the time, we're like, "Yeah, I mean, this sounds great. Like, we can get a lot of referral traffic from this. We only need to make, you know, 4 sales, maybe to make the money back." But this thing was, you know, like $500 for us. Yeah. So we debated it for a little while. We talked it out. But at the end of the day, we actually sent this guy this $500 product, and he did not review it. So I don't think it was really with malevolent intent, but I think it just happened that he had some issues with the job, and he wound up being, I don't know if he actually got like his boss's approval. That's how big this blog was. It was actually like a corporate structure to it. Yeah. But anyway, we messaged, you know, the head of the blog about it, and he got the guy to pay for it. So it was, you know, being all well and good, just wound up being another sale for us. But we say that to make the point that you can actually get free stuff by having your own blog. Isn't that right, Joe?
Yeah, that's totally correct. And, you know, sponsored posts are a real thing.
Couldn't hear you for a second.
Okay, yeah. That's totally correct. I mean, sponsored posts, just doing the reverse of what Mike said, but hopefully actually reviewing the product and sending it in. Like actually getting the product, doing the full review, and holding up to your end of the bargain would be the legitimate way to do it if you are a blog owner. And as a matter of fact, this is something I'm doing now. You guys, it's not down in my room, but I actually got a whole hydroponic station upstairs, a whole setup, and so I'm doing a similar thing with that company that I bought it from. I mean, that's kind of the plan, and that's the agreement we came to. I'm not going to actually get the unit for free, but I'll just get a bunch of kind of accessories and things that I'll need going forward for it. I still have to kind of decide if it's going to be worth it, but yeah, I mean, if you have a blog, you have the traffic, and there's something that you think would be a win-win for you to get a product and drive traffic to the company, reach out to them, because like Mike said, when we were doing this, when we were on the side of having the dropshipping store, we knew this was a big site, and we knew that if they were to actually do the review and send us the traffic, it would have just taken a few sales to pay for itself. Not to mention the backlink that we would get. I think we actually got the backlink, but that's I don't really remember. But Mike, the other thing is, if you are a dropshipping store owner yourself, if you own a high ticket dropshipping store and build it the way that we recommend, you can do the same thing and review the product yourself. And this is something that we've done before. And if you get a high ticket product, throw it up on YouTube, maybe do some a comparison article or comparison video with another product, that could be a huge traffic driver, and the supplier may even give you the product for free, just depending on how your relationship is with them.
Mm-hmm. And I think if you have somebody to like prove credentials, or you say, hey, I have this blog, we have a similar product that we do reviews for, and it gets this many sales on Amazon, or even if it's going back to your own store, you can say, hey, we get this many sales just coming from this review. And so if you can make financial sense to the supplier, I think you have a high likelihood of getting some free stuff out of it. Because I mean, it happens all the time. We had got the idea to do that thing with that product because we saw there were other people like on YouTube reviewing this product, or big blogs were reviewing products like these. And so we saw that this was actually a traffic driver in the industry. And it's just, again, kind of how having a diverse set of assets of online businesses actually work together, because there's some things, each thing has its perks. And I think we'll talk about like the other side of dropshipping and expenses and stuff like that. But really what's great is that you're providing value. When you're an employee, you're just a regular person, and you're paying retail for everything because you're an average consumer. When you are a business owner, all of a sudden you can actually leverage your ability to tap into the market, tap into other customers, and thus you pay less or you get stuff for free if you can in turn provide value besides for money to a supplier or a company.
Yeah. And the depending on your level of reach, you can actually get stuff for free and make money from that stuff. I mean, if you become a top affiliate for a company, they're going to send you stuff just to, for you to drive, for you to review it, and for you to drive traffic to it. And the funny thing is, and I can actually reference this, I can talk about this from our own experience, Mike. We still do pay for courses, and we still do buy courses, but as online course creators ourselves, and as people with an email list of people who do online business and a YouTube channel and a small podcast, even though it's small, we get a lot of great courses for free. Just because, if we're going to be an affiliate of it, we got to go through it. We got to review it. And I expect us only to get more courses like, in the future as we go forward, as our list and reach gets bigger. So that's a real life example of it working for us in the industry that we're in.
Yeah. And I see Workspace Yogi in the chat. That's actually my girlfriend for people who are watching, but she says hi. Andre says what's up, and Focus says a lot of things. But I wanted to piggyback off that. We talked with Jared a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about how his original business was he would send yoga pants to people like influencers on Instagram, and then he would send them for free. They would get free yoga pants. They would post about it, and he would make sales. Basic influencer marketing. Also, what I know from Workspace Yogi is if you're a yoga teacher, there's actually like a huge list of stores that will give you premium discount on their products, like Lululemon and I forget some others, but like these expensive yoga stores or these expensive clothing stores, if you actually have a job in that space, you can get your products way below, or you can get products for yourself way below retail. So again, these are all kind of hacks that allow you to subvert the standard supply and demand system that we're in. And yeah, Joe, I mean, we sell courses, and thus I think we've gotten a lot of courses for free just from networking and talking with other people. And so it all builds together for sure.
Yeah. I mean, not only have we gotten courses for free by putting ourselves out there and, kind of showing our quote expertise. I'd say that in quotes because, you got to be humble about your expertise. There's so much more to learn, but, we have a meeting right after this where, we're getting contacts with people that want to do business with us, getting us access to things like funds and resources that otherwise we would have never had access to if we were just regular consumers and didn't like have a personal brand in the space. So,
and you don't have to be, it doesn't have to be like about putting yourself out there. It just is about having some sort of value add in the marketplace. For example, even on our stores, like, for one of our stores, I'll go to different conferences, I'll go to expos and just kind of connect more with our suppliers and really solidify our brand. And it's resulted in multiple different partnerships for us, more suppliers, like free stuff. And so you're just in better favor with people in the market. And I think that's kind of the main point we're trying to get at. Aside from, the little income stream stuff that we talked about. And we will go back to that to some degree. But so where do you want to take it from here, Joe?
Well, I think we could talk about another way to accomplish this. This is probably the most difficult way, and that's if you can invest in a passive income stream like a mutual fund or something like that. This requires cash up front, a lot more difficult to do than than the stuff that we're talking about. But doing something like, so say you wanted to buy something that was, so say you had $50,000, you put it into an index fund and you want to safely withdraw it at 4% a year, that's $2,000. So you can, if you wanted to buy something that's $2,000 and say maybe you don't have a business, but you have a high paying job. If you're frugal, but you still want to make impactful purchases and buy stuff, I think that's a fantastic way to think about how you're going to organize your finances. So, rather than taking your $50,000, just leaving it in the bank and spending, depleting it down to $48,000, you should think about not spending the principal and only spend the interest. Because if, say, you bought the Peloton bike, it was $2,000 and you had $50,000 and you put it into a mutual fund and you slowly withdrew the $2,000 to pay for it, then you're still left with the $50,000. So I think that's a great way to think about it, is if you have a high paying job already, or you have the cash sitting around. It's not only about building an income stream from the ground up, it's about leveraging your money to get more money if the ratios are correct.
Mm-hmm. So we're kind of transitioning into the idea behind the free Peloton is that you have this money that you invested into the coloring books, and now that money is working for you. And so it's coming in as passive income, and you're able to basically get things for free because you just kind of incorporate it into the money coming in. So we're talking about kind of a money in, money out approach to living your life. And that's frankly how I guess financial freedom is achieved. Because if you have money that's just kind of freely coming in, passively coming in, and it's more than you spend on your monthly expenses each month, well then, I mean, you've basically done it. You've basically you can live freely. So that's kind of what you're talking about, Joe. If you're able to put things into a mutual fund and live off the interest, or people talk about like the 4% rule, then you can say, okay, I'm going to be totally covered with this set amount of expenses, and you could live your life essentially for free. But it's not just about, I guess, having a high paying job and doing mutual funds, but you can really also apply this to online business depending on how, I guess, passive it is. Or say you build up a store, you sell it, take that money, put it into, index funds or wherever, and that kind of becomes, you're building that stash, and you can set a number, say like $2 million or $5 million, that once you kind of get to that goal, you can start withdrawing it and then just, again, living off of that small percentage for the rest of your life.
Yeah. And you know what I think the problem, and this is where I kind of want to, in the long run with this channel and podcast and with Build Assets Online, I would like to eventually start to, right now we're very focused on the business models. We're talking about dropshipping. We're talking about Kindle Publishing. We're talking about creating blogs and content sites. But I do eventually have a long-term vision on this channel to kind of bridge that gap, to, start to take the angle of more of a finance angle, to really talk more in depth about this stuff, because I think that's where a lot of people who talk about online business, it's all about the flashy things and it's all about the lifestyle. But really that's not what it's about. It's about managing your income in a way that gives you an actual lifestyle. It's not about spending your income on like a car or whatever. I mean, or at least if you're going to, spending that income on a car in a manageable way. So I do hope to bridge that gap in the long run as we evolve our content, as a little bit of a side note, Mike.
Yeah, definitely. And right now there's so many people that like just need to know how to get their income up. Yeah. Without a job or, all that. And so that's like the biggest focus right now is, all right, we got to teach these people how to actually make money. But then, yeah, once people are making money, it is the next important discussion is, how do you save it? How do you structure things so that you don't have to do this forever? We have kind of had that mindset going in, but that's why we do what we do. One thing I also want to talk about, to kind of keep or go a little bit back to the dropshipping side of things, is the high expenses of dropshipping, what that means. So if you're running a store that's doing $200,000 a month, after, ads, after paying your suppliers, you're running through probably at least a solid $150,000 of charges on a credit card. And so that's a lot of credit card points. And so what that means, ideally, you can get free vacations, free flights. You can translate that money and just take the money back. But having something that's high expenses like this with dropshipping actually gives you a huge amount of freedom, just to really go wherever you want and just do a lot of luxury stuff. Like if you're into the lifestyle, that's definitely one of the biggest perks of dropshipping, is that you can essentially just have a couple credit cards and funnel expenses through them, and you can take business class flights for free, stay in top hotels for free.
Well, you started flying first class, Mike. I mean, you went from going to Thailand in cramped in the back like a sardine can, and now you're flying first class. Am I right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I won't go back because it's just it is nice. I mean, it's nice to like, you know, rough it, and I definitely like doing that sometimes. But when it comes to flying, when it comes to like a 16-hour flight or a 24-hour flight, um, I mean, it's just you can get free business class. Like me and me and Teresa, we flew to Thailand and Bali in October. I think it was like a $10,000 itinerary if we did it just retail. We paid $0 for it, or maybe maybe $100 with the fees. So
Yeah.
it's it's again, it's not about the Ferrari payment. It's not about trying to flex all these things, but if you're actually able to, again, just put value into the market, then you can get all these things and make it look like you're spending a lot, but you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. That's fantastic. So I think I think this has been very interesting discussion, and I hope, the title of this episode may be kind of clickbaity, but I hope and I think people may get a lot out of it, or at least, expand their thinking a little bit about how they're going to do things going forward, how they're going to think about building an online business, and maybe setting some goals as well. Because I really think budgeting is something that's not talked about enough in this space. It's all about spending, and that's not how
Yeah.
I'm not the best budgeter in the world. I'm going to be honest with you, but I mean the truth is I don't really buy stuff unless I know for a fact like this is going to enhance my life. Like I don't buy clothes or like anything, shoes, anything like that. And whatever, if you like that, that's cool. But I'm just saying, you really got to think about. I want that money working for me. I don't want it on my feet, if that makes sense.
I don't know, but we could talk about that before we get off and start like answering questions and stuff. The last thing with the drop shipping, if you're drop shipping products you actually like, that will be the best opportunity you ever have to get things that you like at an extreme discount. Yeah. What do I mean by that? Honestly, I think every store we've ever started, Joe, I have something from that store in the house.
Yeah.
It's almost inadvertent, but it's definitely true. And I think it just comes because you can get these things extremely discounted. You're looking at 50 to 30% off. Or if someone wants to return something and you want to keep it, you say, hey, yeah, you can return it, but you have to pay return shipping and you have to pay restocking. Now you're essentially still making, I mean, you can consider it you made money, but at the very least, you get things very discounted. So again, it's just ways to kind of hack the market. So if you want to get into some questions, we can do that, unless you have something else to add.
No, I don't think I have much to add. I think we actually had a very succinct 30 minutes of staying on topic. So high five.
Yeah, high five.
Okay, so I mean, we don't actually have that many questions besides for people saying hi, but Focused06 asks, when doing a blog, how so people come up with the best X for Y? How do so many people come up with the best X for Y articles? For example, there are tons of best barbecue grill articles. Are they just going by review ratings on Amazon? So Focused, when I outsource a best X for Y article, I'm not necessarily thinking about the best reviews on Amazon because I don't even always use Amazon as my affiliate program. I actually try and help the user find the best product for their particular application. So in this case, if the blog post is a best X for Y, the Y is the application. So best mouse for gaming. I mean, there's a lot of gaming mice out there, but maybe something like best mouse for left people who are left-handed. Obviously, you got to just look at all the different options for left-handed mice and figure out what the best options are, go through the pros and cons of each. But best X for Y articles are actually pretty easy in that way because, you're not just saying like, oh, this is the best mouse. because that's so subjective. Like if you're going for the best mouse for left-handers, people who are for lefties rather, I think there's a lot to be discussed within that, you know, just depending on the design of the mouse and all that stuff. Mike, do you use a mouse with your left hand?
No. I also don't use a mouse, so.
Yeah, that's amazing that you don't use a mouse.
Honestly, I can't, it's like actually kind of annoying to use. I'm so used to like just kind of working with my thumbs and stuff.
Yeah, you're like on a
that I like
spaceship.
to. Yeah. I used to use a mouse with my left hand when I was younger, but then I stopped.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
For those who don't know, I'm like slightly ambidextrous. Like some things I do left hand, some things I do right hand. So
yeah,
it just depends on the hand. I do right lefty though, so yeah, it has nothing to do with reviews.
yeah.
People come up with best X for Y in a bunch of different ways, but focused. If you're not in the free blog course, then yeah, you're not going to know. So might want to hop in there, Focused.
buildassetsonline.com/blast for the free blog course. Focused asks another question. Do you tie the best X for Y articles back to the products you sell on your website to help drive sales, or is that called a scam? I mean, if you are selling a product for that particular application, I don't know why you wouldn't drive it to your website, you know, especially if you have good justification for why you think it's right for the application. You know, it's not, you know, again, you're not creating fake reviews for your website. You're just telling people, hey, if you want a mouse, this is the best, this is the best thing for this. This is the right thing for this. This is the right thing for the application. I mean, that's all it is. And actually, I mean, that's what gives you the relevance edge over people who are just doing like best mouse, like generic, like best water bottle, you know, for example, best water bottle for lemon water. You know, you don't want to send them to just some generic water bottle where, you know, you might want to send them to one that has like a net or like a filter to where maybe you can put some lemon slices in there. Maybe you can put some other fruit in there, you know, to get the flavors, mate. You know, so
yeah, I mean, but like, it's definitely not a scam because you're ranking for a specific keyword, especially something that says like best. Like best is totally subjective. If you don't say you're the best, someone else is going to say that they're the best. And so who do you believe? Everyone thinks they're the best, or what they're selling is the best. It's really just up to you to actually have a quality product that you believe in, so that when you say, hey, this is the best, and someone buys it, that it actually is a good experience for them. So it's win-win.
yeah,
That's really like the key behind good marketing. Like it's okay if people know that you're marketing. Marketing isn't supposed to be something like devious or scammy. It's just the fact that if you know you have something valuable to offer, you need to use the most efficient tools possible to make sure people are aware of that. And if what you're selling is not up to snuff, then, you know, hopefully that'll be reflected in reviews, or you'll be reported to the Better Business Bureau or whatever.
Hey, Mike, on that note, I don't know if I'm sure you obviously remember, we did that podcast or the show on YouTube with Spencer Cornelia, and we actually got a lot of, I was going through the comments on that the other day, and hold on, I want to pull up the comment real quick because someone actually kind of flamed you in a way because you actually did exactly, well, not that you did, you said like in the video exactly what you said now, and I want to read this comment to you.
Okay.
So it's one of the newest comments a week ago. He says, LOL. So let me get this straight. You put people in high pressure sales situations, not because you want their money, but because you want to give them value, in quotes. LOL. Jesus, how stupid do these people think people are? This was almost an interesting interview until that part. Almost. I swear to God, I've heard it all now. So he was implying when you said that you were,
oh my God,
you were using scarcity to say like, oh, you know, you want to sell them this product because it would be good for them. So explain yourself, Mike. What do you do? Like, you're so devious.
Of course, yeah. People with that attitude are never going to get anywhere in life because they're scared of everything. They think everyone's out to get them. But of course I want their money. This is a capitalist society. If you want a good slice of pizza, are you mad that you have to pay for it? No, of course you're gonna be paying for stuff no matter what. But I think you should be, if you're selling pizza, you should be selling the best pizza possible. And if you know that your pizza is great and you want to give them a coupon that expires to get that pizza, someone's going to get that coupon in the mail and say, who do they think they are selling, giving me $5 off my pizza if they just want to give me good pizza? That's absurd. No. It's basic human psychology. If you want someone to do something, you do what you know is going to get them to comply with that action. It doesn't mean that you're walking them down a bad path. We're always trying to be, I don't want to use the word manipulation, or control, but that's really kind of what's happening in a more, it's a more harsh word to use, but everyone is always trying to control other people in various ways. You have someone, you want them to do something for you or whatever. What do you do? You try to be persuasive. You try to steer their mind so that they can come to a certain decision that's favorable. It's about if it's win-win or if it's win-lose or if it's lose-lose. So, yeah, I'm not doing it just to provide value to people. I know what we offer is very valuable, but that's why we're charging money for it, and that money is valuable to us. So as long as it's win-win, you need to use these tactics because they work. Otherwise, you're doing a disservice to these people who are going to go and buy from someone else who is using them, and they're going to get an inferior product. So that's it.
Fire it up, Mike. I love it.
Value bombs.
Yeah, I thought
Mike exposed, Andre said.
I thought you'd enjoy that. And you know, when I read that comment,
oh my God,
you used the pizza example, but what I thought of was, you know, so outside of our house, you always get these stupid like circulars, like these people just drive by and they throw like these circulars, like the supermarket, like they throw over these stupid like coupon books or like what's on sale this week at like what, you know, like at the local grocery store, like what's on sale at whatever, I forget the grocery store, like whatever the grocery store we have near us, I forget the name of it, but it's like cherries 99 cents this week only. And so I was just thinking, when I read that comment, I was like, oh man, like these grocery stores are they're manipulating my psychology to get me these cherries at 99 cents a pound. I better, you know, better shut them down. There better be some regulation because these, it's like, Jesus Christ, oh my God. People are so, I don't know, like, I consider...
That guy's in a really bad state of mind.
Yeah.
And, you know, I understand. The shield is up. And they're looking for anything that they can point out, say, oh, that person is out to scam me or out to manipulate me. You're being manipulated 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When you turn on the TV, when you read something, there's no way that you can consume anything, even a scientific article, unfortunately, without having some form of bias, some form of someone trying to steer you in a particular direction. That's the fact of the matter, and you should know that this is happening, but it doesn't mean that it's inherently a bad thing. I don't know what life would be, how things would even work if we're just had to be objective all the time. I don't think people have the ability to be objective. I think we are completely irrational and emotional first, and then we go back and we rationalize those feelings.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but I do want to say that I think when it comes to this individual who left this comment, I think his outlook would be different if he actually had some success at online business. You know, because I do think that when all you see is stuff that is seemingly fake, it kind of maybe warps you to think like, oh, this is all fake, or something like that. So I guess I can understand it and sympathize it from that perspective of like, oh, it's all these people and they're just trying to sell courses and they're just trying to take my money, and $9.97, it's the evil number. You know?
Well, that's why. If it's no good, you can get a full refund in 30 days.
Yeah, I mean, depending on which course you buy, that is...
Yeah, not ours.
It depends which one. I mean, we know we do, the dropshipping course, we do have a refund policy, and we do give people refunds. But, no, I think... what was I going to say?
You know, I mean, I think secretly these people can turn out to be buyers. It's just like a really heavy objection wall up, and you know, maybe we should have responded and tried to overcome that and make him see the light so that he can give us money.
Well, I am gonna post your response, Mike. I am going to time snip this video, post it in the comments to reply to his comment. So that's part of my motivation for
thanks
for asking you. Liam Rooney Duffy asks, do you guys buy a dropshipping course to learn dropshipping, or did you learn it through trial and error? Both. We bought good dropshipping courses and bad dropshipping courses, but most of our knowledge and gains in dropshipping have been through massive amounts of trial and error over years. And I think that actually ties back to what this comment, well, actually, I don't want to talk about this comment anymore, but you know, that should be the case for buying any course, is even ours. You are still going to learn through trial and error, because what works for us may only get you 80% of the way there. And then you're going to have to evaluate your suppliers. You're going to have to evaluate your stores. You're going to have to evaluate your ads. You're going to have to evaluate your whole situation. You're going to have to evaluate your team. And you're going to have to take it further on your own. Like, a course is only going to get you a certain amount of the way there. And then, you know, you're going to come up with, assuming you stick at it and you're successful, you know, and you keep growing your store over the long run, you're going to come up with things that we don't know or that we didn't think to do. There's still things that come up, and I don't know if we want to get into this now, but there's still things that, I mean, recently we're still learning about dropshipping. Stuff has come up recently that has been problematic for us, but we wouldn't have known it would be problematic or even think about a solution until it happened, until you have a store that's doing the volume and the revenue that we're doing. You know, we wouldn't be. It comes with new problems. So that's what I have to say on that. Yeah,
problems can either result in just failure, or it can result in you optimizing, you having to retool what you thought was working. Now it's not working. So you go back and you restructure things. A dropshipping course, you know, even if it's 10 hours long, 10 hours is not even a half a day. So when you take a course and you're applying things and you're doing this for years, you're definitely going to come to certain conclusions that maybe a course can't give you. And that's what we encourage. That's why we have the elite fleet on top of our courses, because, you know, a course is great for getting you off the ground. It's great for kind of setting you down the right path, but ultimately you need to walk that path, and you will have unique experiences along the way. You'll have your own challenges, and how you deal with those challenges, and, you know, the successes that you may find and the new things that work from overcoming your own unique challenges. That's how you gain like true mastery, and how you don't necessarily need a course.
Yeah, it does come to the point where, you know, a course is not going to answer the questions for you. I feel like there could be a threshold where it's like, all right, you need a course up until this point, but then you need like maybe some consulting. And that's, I think, kind of what we might be seeking out now at some level is, okay, when you have stores that are doing kind of similar numbers to what we're doing now, we need consulting on a few things, how to implement a proper CRM and things that didn't matter before, but now they matter. And so, there are people that do that stuff day in and day out for big companies, so they know what to do better than we know what to do. But at the same, in that particular situation, that doesn't mean they can grow a dropshipping store from zero to, to anything. But they have a specific area of focus that we need to leverage.
Yeah, courses are good for a specific purpose. Usually, I mean, for what we teach, it's really getting you off the ground to being able to stand on your own feet and have results. It's like, there was a nest of birds that hatched in my backyard. I watch these birds every day. They didn't know what they were doing. They're blind. There's all they can do is just get the food from the mother and the father. And I watched over the course of a couple of weeks. They grew and they grew, and now they left the nest and they're flying around. So that's kind of what our courses are like.
Yeah.
You're a baby bird. You don't know what you're doing in online business. You just need knowledge, something to start with, and then you grow and you mature, and maybe you have some questions and you figure out how to solve your own questions, and you start having some success. You take your first steps, but eventually you need to leave the nest. You need to spread your wings and fly away. Yeah. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you're ready to have us regurgitate knowledge into your mouth, buildassetsonline.com/asset for our dropshipping course, and buildassetsonline.com/publish for our Kindle course. And if you want that free knowledge, buildassetsonline.com/playbook for our membership, our free course. And of course, buildassetsonline.com/membership for our membership. And let's not forget our blog course, buildassetsonline.com/blast, our free blog course. So I think we should wrap it up there cleanly, Mike. I believe we have another meeting coming up in about 4 minutes, right?
They got moved to 5:30, I think, Joe.
Oh my God! What's these meetings?
Oh my God!
These meetings keep getting moved around.
But listen. Going back to that guy. What about our free courses?
What about him?
He's complaining that he thinks we're doing this as like some fake, I want to give value to the world. But I mean, we have free courses. What could you say about that?
That they're just marketing schemes to get people to buy our paid course, Mike.
Maybe he should indulge in them. Tell him that.
Maybe he should. I'm going to leave a comment. I'm going to say, look, we've addressed this on our stream.
Tell him to come talk to me.
Yeah, I'll tell him I'll tell him to join the membership to talk to us.
Yeah, come talk to me. But if you want to talk to me, it's $67 a month.
All right.
buildassetsonline.com/membership.
Boom. There it is. All right. People are leaving the stream. Let's end it early. It's been a good one. I like having a succinct show. We did it. I would like to get more watch time, but we're almost there to YouTube monetization. So we're good.
That we can provide even more just value to the world and continue our virtuous ways.
Yes. Once we're fully monetized on YouTube, expect the virtue to be